Rob, I'm sure you've been chomping at the bit to get to this Jim Harbaugh suspension. So let's bring in Rob G to kind of summarize what's going on up there with the Michigan football program. And then I'm sure Rob wants to have at it.
That's right. Michigan head football coach Jim Harbaugh is facing a 4-game suspension over recruiting violations. Now, according to multiple outlets, the alleged cover-up is much worse than the actual crime itself. According to the NCAA and Yahoo and other outlets, in a notice of allegations sent to Michigan last year, the association cited 4 Level 2 violations, including meeting with 2 recruits during a COVID-19 dead period, texting recruit outside of allowable time period, having analysts perform on-field coaching duties during a practice window they weren't supposed to have, things like that, minor infractions. However, Jim Harbaugh, being the guy that he is, when he was asked about it, maintained throughout the investigation, I don't recall what you're talking about. I don't remember any of these.
Of course he doesn't, right.
And basically what it comes down to is this negotiated suspension, which is what it is their way of saying that, yeah, he acknowledged that he was being dishonest during the investigation. So he's going to accept the 4-game suspension as kind of a slap on the wrist. But Rob, this is the part I think you'll like. The 4-game suspension sounds harsh, right? Until you realize that there's taking place the first 4 games of the season, and Michigan in their first 4 games, all 4 of them are at home. 3 of them are against teams from the group of 5, East Carolina, UNLV, and Bowling Green. And the 4th is against a Rutgers squad that finished 4-8 last season.
And this is my issue. This is why the NCAA is still a joke to me. It's all fraudulent and phony. If you really want to cut down this stuff, Chris, and make people, and is serious enough to suspend a coach for 4 games, make it 4 conference games, not your preseason schedule that they count as a regular season. It's like the biggest crime. They do it with the football, make you pay for those games, those terrible games, Chris. Why they start off with 3 games at home against nobody, like it's preseason. Right. All I'm saying is, if this is serious enough to suspend a coach, have him miss the first 4 games of conference play or your last 4 games of the year. How about that? How would they change that, Chris, if you missed your last 4 games of the football season if you were suspended, or your first 4 when you're in the conference play? Like, those are the ones that matter the most. I bet you coaches would be on their P's and Q's because say if it was the last 4, Chris, he would miss the Ohio State game. Right? That's the last game they always play every year, the Ohio State game.
Right. I disagree. I think there are degrees of everything. Every crime isn't the same. You don't get punished for every crime the same. You shoplift some candy. We're not, treating you like you beat up an old lady or something like that. So I think it's just degrees. And it was an infraction or infractions, minor ones, as Rob G said, but he did lie about it. And so 4 games, I don't think it needed to be Ohio State and some of those huge games. He is being embarrassed. This is a public embarrassment. He is a guy that, he's a college football coach. You're supposed to be a high character person, right? You're supposed to be teaching young men the right way to do things. And so for it to come out that he did, it cheated or, to a lesser degree, but still cheated, did the wrong thing, and then lied about it, it's a public embarrassment. And then on top of that, you get the 4-game suspension. This is a team, I'm not saying they're going to do this, but they did lose to Appalachian State.
You want to talk about old, bringing up Emmitt Smith.
He wasn't there, right.
That's how long ago that was.
No, it wasn't that long ago.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't in the 93.
It was a long time.
It was this century, I think.
It was a long time.
Wasn't it this century?
Lloyd Carr was the coach. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but...
it was 8 coaches ago.
But I look, I'm fine with this. Like I said, it's a public embarrassment. It is 4 games he won't be there for. It was minor infractions. Not that you should do them, but I don't feel nearly as strongly about that as you do.
I just think if it's a 4-game suspension, if you feel that much to suspend the guy, it's not a slap on the wrist to just say pay a fine and keep going and doing your business. All I'm saying is if you want to stop coaches from doing it, you got to make the games more important and make it hurt them. And that's when you get people and they'll stop doing it. That's all I'm saying is, and you can't tell me if you said to coaches, if you get suspended, you're going to miss the last 4 games of the year. Chris, they're going to be buttoned up. There's no way that
We've
want that.
seen guys flout the rules no matter what the punishment is.
Yeah,
they still flout the rules.
But it's still, this one is so bad in that they're not missing. They don't even need their quarterback, let alone a coach, to win those games at home. That's all I'm saying.
No, we'll see. I mean, again, I don't expect them to lose one of those games. But again, don't you think this is a public embarrassment for him? I mean, that's a bit of a punishment right there.
Not when you're missing.
You're supposed to be. I'm talking about just it is out in the open. You cheated. They have found you guilty. Oh, and on top of that, you lied about it. You're supposed to be high character. You're supposed to be teaching these young men how to be great leaders and citizens of the future. And here you are lying. I mean, that can't be overlooked.
Why am I not surprised? I mean,
I get it. I'm just saying, like, I just think that's something. I think that public embarrassment, again, I think there are certain infractions, Rob, that had he committed, then, if you want to suspend games, make them the big ones. But I just think these were some minor infractions that didn't rise to the level of what you're suggesting.
Yeah, but it still cost him 4 games, is my point.
Right, and so he got 4 games.
Yeah, but
it doesn't need to be the biggest 4 games of the season.
It could be the conference when the games matter. The first 3 games are spring training games or training camp games. They're not even.
Rutgers got ballers.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I'm going to look up. Rob G, look up when they lost to App State. I don't think it was that long ago.
It was in like early 2000s or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was at least this century.
It was 20 years ago. Are you talking about something?
2007. Okay. Was it 2007?
20 years ago. What is this?
2007.
This is
I don't know where'd you go to school?
What?
Southwest Technical
What is this,
Agricultural State of Connecticut. That's 16 years, Rob. Off the top of my head, Mr. Columbia.
Speaking of that, guess CC Sabathia is coming to Southern Connecticut to give a conversation or whatever on September 22nd, a Friday night. And guess who's going to be interviewing him at Southern Connecticut State University on the campus? Yours truly.
Bob Costas?
No. Oh, wow.
I thought he went there too.
Wow.
No. I'm just playing.
Yeah, no.
When is that?
Friday, September 22nd. Looking forward to it. CC Sabathia and Rob Parker on the campus.
So are you missing the show for that?
Yeah, probably.
See, I put this show above
See, the first thing Chris talks about is, are you missing the show?
I'm just saying.
He could have just said congratulations. Obviously, if I'm going to be in New Haven.
You've interviewed CC Sabathia before. You've been to Connecticut before. Congratulations. This is what we do for a living. What are you talking about? I'm supposed to congratulate you for interviewing CC Sabathia?
This is extra special, Chris.
How?
This is extra special.
How?
This is extra special.
Oh, you get a little bit of money. Okay.
Who said that? I didn't say that.
You holding up money.